Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so excited to be here with the very first Xzile Esports co-stream of Season 9 in FACEIT Advanced because we climbed up to Advanced Division from the Open Division in Season 8. This is the team that I manage and I am so extremely proud of this roster. I'm so glad that I finally get a co-stream in for them, and I am going to be co-streaming all week because this is a 3-match week, which means we are here on Monday, we are here on Wednesday, and we're gonna be here on Friday as well. Maybe a little bonus stream for everybody. So we are getting ready here to get into the lobby. The maps are being selected. It's Xzile Esports against Lazarus Surge, and this is a new name, but this is not a new team. This is gonna be a banger of a match because this is the old Sub-Sun roster, which is the team that Xzile Esports spent all of Open Division playoffs warming up against, and Sub-Sun is the team that came first in Open Division. So very strong roster here, but let's take a look at the Xzile team first. You're gonna get to know these players really well. I am so proud of the work that they've put in so far. QWERTY, Thaddeus Young on the DPS here. Darkstar is our tank. Meek and your Pocket Cat going to be on the supports here. Now, on the other side of things, Lazarus Surge from Project Lazarus, put on by Extinction. It is Maple, Future, Spring, Nitrous Oxide, and Lily, and there are a couple of substitutions here for them as well in Endy and Veridity. So we'll see if these players get subbed in throughout the series here. It is, of course, going to be best of 5. So it's going to be the first team to 3 points to claim the victory here, and both of these teams sitting at the top of Advanced Division here. So impressive to see these teams that moved up from Open Division having such a strong showing in Advanced Division. And we do know where we're going for map number 1. It's going to be a control map, of course, and it is going to be Lazarus or Surge that get to select the map that we go to, and they have opted to take us over to Oasis. So it'll be interesting to see this one, especially with the bans coming in. Now, like I mentioned, this team very familiar with Xzile Esports, and that might be reflected in the bans here, as it is going to be a hazard ban coming out first from the side of Surge, and then in response, we're going to see a tracer ban coming from the side of Xzile. So I'll get those bans in. We've already been invited to the lobby, so we are just about ready to jump into Oasis map number 1 here. Let's get you some audio. And just a reminder as well to everybody that we are streaming with the required 2-minute delay here, and that is required by FACEIT League. So sorry if I don't catch up with you in the chat, but thank you so much for being here, supporting Xzile, or maybe supporting Surge. This is equal opportunity to just generally support the FACEIT Advanced Division. So all right, let's hop into it. See what these teams are going to run. No hazard and no tracer to be found here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round.
All right, so far it's gonna be the TP out. Looking like Xzile are going to be running with this Cat Bastion here. They're taking control of the high ground to get started. Surge running with Lily in on this wrecking ball, so highly mobile composition here, and Darkstar's going to be over on that Diva since that hazard was banned out. You still have the verticality to make your way through City Center here on Oasis. Point has opened now. It's going to be a bit of pressure on the point. Lily on that wrecking ball going to be spinning around, trying to catch one of these members of Xzile off guard here. Good amount of percentage towards that first cap gain for Xzile, and as Lily drops off the point there, it's going to be Xzile picking up first capture percent here on City Center. Darkstar loses the mech, however, and big pile drive in from Lily. Veridity is going to take 40, and with Bastion out of the sky, that is a lot of damage gone here. Meek's down as well. Anti-air happening here from Lazarus Surge, and that will be a quick flip back over in their favor. Well, 19% on the board for Xzile. Helm, aka Thaddeus, is over on that sheet, the newest hero in the Overwatch roster. Slam comes in from Lily, forces that Suzu out from Pocket Cat early, but with the Reaper and the Soldier, not necessarily a whole lot of follow-up on the damage that comes through from that Wrecking Ball. It's going to be a trade, Dark Star for Maple here. Meek is going to be able to take down that Reaper. It's going to be hard to get adjusted onto the point, though, without the Diva in the fight here. Yeah, we're going to see Xzile just wait. The mines are ready to go for Lily. Spring's going to have this Kitsune Rush as well. Cordy has this barrage, or this artillery strike ready to go, but it is going to be the mines out first. Covers the majority of the point on the side here, but Xzile has gone ahead and taken that high ground. Pocket Cat's going to use that Kitsune Rush across the point here, and although Lily gets a little roll through with that Kitsune Rush, you are not going to be able to stick on the point for too long. It's going to be a recontest now that is out. Kikai Sanctuary from Veridity on the point is going to deny so much of that damage that comes through. Ooh, and first blood in this fight is going to go the way of Surge. Pretty helping that artillery strike, a bit of zoning ult, not necessarily finding any limps. A bit of damage though, and now the form out from Pretty. It's a later Kitsune Rush here from Spring. Darkstar out of the mech and uses the bomb for the rematch. Doesn't get the rematch, but does find Kiriko here. There's the 3 on the side there. Find one. There's trades all around here. Xzile in a tough position now where they're going to have to stay on the point. And this Blossom from Maple could be deadly, knowing that Xzile should be playing around this objective. Overtime has triggered. There needs to be another touch that comes through. Meek is going to be the one to do that for Xzile. Has the catnap ready to go. Is going to grab Veridity here, trying to stabilize, and the rest of Xzile will follow up on that limb onto that music. So good advantage now for Xzile, but they need to turn it into a point flip. They need to clean up Lily on this Wrecking Ball, and will manage to do just that in overtime. Xzile keeping themselves alive here on City Center. Cycling through some ultimates as well. Xzile will have a couple to work with, but it's both DPS ults and have that those mines for Lily up and ready as well. Lily pathing towards the side here. Wants to get as much spread on these mines as possible. Has taken that perk that's giving that extra bit of damage to Darkstar, making it even harder for the Diva of Xzile to stay in the mech. Kitsune Rush out from Pocket Cat first. Trying to put out some damage. Everybody falling a little low on the side of Surge, but it is going to be first blood over to Maple. Immediately traded out though. Taking Lily down is massive, and it is going to be bad. Taking down that overclock as well. One of those DPS ults down here. Maple still holding on to that Blossom, but Surge gonna go for the disengage here. They have another opportunity for a clean fight. They built up to the Kikai Sanctuary, and in a longer fight, Spring is going to get that Kitsune Rush online as well, so it's really going to be on to the DPS of Xzile. Try and use these ults effectively. He does have that catnap ready to go as well. There's the strike in, mostly being used to clear the mines from Lily that are on the point. It's a rotation towards the streets here, and Spring is going to use this pathway to open up a Kitsune Rush. Catnap goes wide, Meek trying to stay alive here, narrowly dodges a stray mine left behind by Lily. There is the Kikai Sanctuary in response to the Suzuki Spree, but not going to save Spring. Overtime now in the favor of Xzile, which means Surge have to stay on the point. Oh, gonna get hit with the bike there, and the follow-up from that is good. Lily trying to stall out on the point here. Maple has this Blossom. Darkstar very aware of it. Meek catches out Spring, who's coming back on that Jetpack Cat, trying to get a recontest here. It will be denied, and 100% to 99. Xzile will start with a point on Oasis.
Score 0-1.
All right, good start here. Close matchup though. This is exactly what I was expecting to see from these two teams. They were neck and neck in open division, and of course Xzile has gone through a few roster changes since open division, but I I think a lot of the core for the side of Surge kind of stayed together here. Andy, Maple, Spring, definitely all had time playing together in Open Division. All right, over to Gardens now. Potentially the final point here on Oasis if Xzile can find another point capture. All right, Andy and Veridity are going to opt to match the Cat Bastion this time around. They are going to keep Maple on that Reaper as well, so still a good chunk of damage. And Pocket Cat actually going to fall first here, but it is going to be actually Thaddeus over on the Bastion, 40 over on this Xion. So a little bit of reversal of the roles here. It is going to be a bit of a numbers advantage for the side of Surge for now, and they are going to get the first cap on the point. Darkstar out of mech, and he's not going to be able to get the mech back if Lily has anything to say about it, but Daddy is doing a great job on the Bastion, making sure that that Wrecking Ball can't come in for another hit. And ooh, the TP in from Maple backfires immediately. Great focus, fire down, but Darkstar can't get the mech back. Xzile still looking to try and turn this, however, Daddy is committing in the strike, looking to go for a little anti-air action. This is gonna unfortunately end up eating a bunch of mines here. 30 is back on the Xion, but Xzile's gonna have to be looking for a regroup now, as it is going to be the point in control of Surge that entire time, and they do not know. They are entirely unaware that Lily is here. Surely Meek is gonna spot them out. No, the Cat Bastion doesn't see the Wrecking Ball. And it is going to be Andy finding the better of the air trade this time around. Ooh, Cordy, though, going to find that Bastion. Now it's a little Bastion trade happening here now. And Xzile looking like they want to try and contest at this point now. Great DM coming through from Darkstar, making sure that the Pocket Cat stays alive on that Kiriko. The ult coming online very, very soon here for Xzile. Andy does already have this strike ready to go. Goes for the catnap, catches Lily on the Wrecking Ball, just being used as CC, and I mean, that is exactly what you want to see in a team game. Darkstar with the final blow, but every single member of Xzile with an assist onto that Wrecking Ball. 85% though, very strong start here for the side of Surge, so Xzile's gonna have to win a couple of fights back to back. She-Hulk, hey, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. We are here covering Xzile Esports in the FACEIT Advanced Division. It's gonna be the first match of the week, but there will be more to come Wednesday and Friday. Lots of action this week for Xzile Esports in this FACEIT League. All right, also plenty here. I think the Kitsune Rush was committed from Spring there. I kind of missed out on that one. Gonna have to drop Andy from the stride, trying desperately to keep the Bastion alive, but Meek won't be able to take that one out. However, in the meantime, some hits back coming through here from Surge. Darkstar trying to take down that Jetpack Cat. Oh no, the Cat actually gonna grab the Diva. Darkstar with a quick reaction to use the bomb and stop from being pulled off the edge by that Catnap. Mine's on the point here from Lily. Gonna make it very, very hard for Xzile to stay in for the recontest, but Darkstar is back in that mech. Here's the artillery strike coming in. Ooh, it catches out 40. And there's the Blossom as well. Mika sliver of HP. Somehow the Jetpack Cat going to be able to slip the grasp of the Reaper there. Has the Catnap ready to go as well. And, you know, although this fight has more or less looked like it's been going in Surge's favor, the point flip hasn't happened yet. Purdy with the Suzuki spree is going to do a bit of damage onto the high ground, but ooh, eats those shotguns from the Reaper. The Catnap from Meek going wide as well. Maple has got another limb here, and now, oh, it's going to be a little rough here for Xzile to come back into things. Meek is going to find a limb, though. Thad's going to find one as well. Pocket Cat has arrived for the reinforcements. Maple is so low, has to back out. And overtime, as the point flip did go over in the favor of Surge. Lily has no HP left to stay on the point. However, they're going to have to let this flip go over. Purdy has come back on the Vendetta now off of that Xion. Right now, Pocket Cat has to try and build up to this Kitsune Rush. Spring's gonna have it online as well. It's gonna be an explosive overtime fight here between these two teams, but Cordy is down first. Great start here for Surge, but it's going to be the fight going the way of that. On that Bastion, once again, winning the Sky Duel. There's the Kitsune Rush from Spring on the point. Pocket Cat trying to wait it out. He's going to have that later Kitsune Rush, going to last a little bit longer here. The mines all over the point. And I mean, Pocket Cat just doing a little bit of a sidestep there. Manages to get away from the mine, but not away from the Dead Cat. Serenity with the catnap, trying to pull Thad into the vines and does manage to do it. It is going to see that artillery strike used more or less for the overhealth, but it finds the limb as well. Overtime dwindling now. Darkstar's not able to get back in the mech, and another 100% to 99, and we are gonna go to point number 3 here on Oasis.
1-1.
I knew coming into this that this was going to be a very close series, and so far these teams are absolutely putting up an incredible showing. All right. I think it's fitting that we have University as the last map here. I feel like this one is going to play a lot differently than the other two. Definitely going to be a bit trickier here for Lily on this Wrecking Ball, where you don't have as much open space or high ground to really work with. We are going to see the DPS swap in accordance with that. Maple over to that May, and then Endy over on to the Cassidy Viridity. And Spring sticking on the Mizuki and the Kiriko like we saw from City Center. Interesting for Xzile, they're still sticking with this Cat Bastion. They're just going to move QWERTY over onto the May. Already a lot of angles being controlled by Surge, but the Jetpack Cat Bastion is not concerned with your angles. Great cleanup coming through from Darkstar as well on that Diva. So mobile here, and Lily will get out with a sliver of HP. Gonna do a little drive-by on that Mega Health Pack, make sure that they can get towards that spawn. Good start here for Xzile. They will start building percentage on University to start. Meek and Thad are just gonna set up towards the coast side here. You can see that Surge are opting to try and rotate towards the right side to avoid that, but it's the swing in, an excellently timed engage there by Xzile, and it is going to be that artillery nade finding the kill on to Endy. Now, QWERTY does end up getting traded out here. Darkstar very, very low as well. Going to end up losing that mech. There is the artillery straight laid down. Xzile are nowhere near the point, so they're not going to be able to stop this flip from coming through. Pocket Cat trying to get a TP to get out of things, but I think it will be just Meek that manages to get out alive from that fight. The wall not quite able to find the limb on to Maple, that Wraith form. Good to go. And yeah, Maple off of the May. Back over onto the Reaper.
That feels better.
And we are going to see actually the swap off of the Jetpack Cat here as well. A big swap moment here as Darkstar's over onto the Sigma, Thad over onto the Shion, and to that Mizuki. There is the Kitsune Rush down the point here for Spring. Xzile's going to prompt the disengage here, but ooh, Lily gets a little bit too aggressive there, and I think, yeah, now that Meek is on this, Mizuki is going to be hard for this Wrecking Ball to just roll through as they did on the last maps. Meek looking for the right click. So I know QWERTY looking for the right click, but Meek will be able to help finish off that limb. And all right, good swaps so far here for Xzile. But there's a lot of ults coming online for Surge in this next fight. Everything except for that Kitsune Rush. So they have pretty much everything they need to win the fight versus just the Blizzard ready to go here for QWERTY. It had to be a pretty massive Blizzard. Already Meek out of the fight though, the mine's on the point. Ooh, Suzu is going to momentarily stop a hit from going through onto Darkstar, but Lily definitely looking for it. There's the Nikai Sanctuary out. QWERTY is going to commit in the Blizzard. Blossom in response though, Maple does get frozen up, but not before two members of Xzile towards fall. And all right, well, it took 3 ultimates there, but It was gonna do the trick there for Surge to flip this over. 75% on the board, pretty good for Xzile. They did commit in that Blizzard, but we're gonna have the Suzuki Spree and the Flux ready to go from Darkstar here. Alright, Deadeye out, and what a rock from Darkstar is going to cancel out that Deadeye. Flux in, but is a TP out from Spring. Suzuki Spree now trying to make something happen here for Xzile, and that is going to find the final blow on to that Kiriko. The chain in just in time to stop Lilia from going with that pile drive. The numbers advantage is in the favor of Xzile, but they need a little bit more if they want to flip this point over. Still a contest coming through here. Mabel on that Reaper gonna take a punch to the dome now. It's a parting chain coming through from Meek, and although Meek does fall, should be enough here for Xzile to flip things over. Overtime triggered. Team kill here, and Xzile gonna have these support ults to work with. They're gonna push up a little bit here, but need to be careful because Meek is not in the fight right now. That Mizuki's still walking back from the spawn for Xzile, and there is going to be those mines and the Kitsune Rush coming online for the side of Surge. They're going to have tools to work with here. Rush ready to go. It will be the overtime triggered by Lily. Kitsune Rush across the point here. It is going to be Meek using that Kikkai Sanctuary. Mabel gets a rock to the dome, and there's the Kitsune Rush. A later one once again here from Pocket Cat. This is going to last a little bit longer here for Xzile. Lily desperately trying to knock Courtney into the mines that have been laid down on the point, but won't be able to do it, and overtime trickling down is already in the kill feed. Xzile Esports will start off this series with a win on the map pick of LAZ Surge.
Play of the game.
Whew, I don't know about you guys, but I'm freaking stressing. We go 3 points on control, and every single one of them going to overtime. Oh, this is some good Overwatch. All right, so excellent stuff here from Xzile to start up with the win, but definitely not over yet. LAZ Surge going to be in control of the map pick once again, and of course they're going to be in control of the mode as well, so they have to start with control for map number 1, but now that we have that out of the way, we can go wherever we want. And you know what, I'm going to see if I can add let's add my webcam into the in-game scene. I totally forgot that I had turned that off for another browser, or another co-stream I was doing, just because it wasn't really the style. But I feel like y'all need to see my reactions to these fights because I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit. Alright. But in the meantime, we know where we're gonna go for map number 2. So like I said, any mode is on the table here, and they are gonna opt to take us over to Flashpoint, and I believe all of the Atlas was not on the table, but otherwise we could do New Junk City or Surabasa, and we are going to be heading over to New Junk City for map number 2. So I like it, rolling right into another control style map. And I mean, do we get to go to 5 points on New Junk City? I mean, stress-wise, like, I really hope not, but you know, for like quality of the match, would love to see it. But yeah, of course, gotta remind everybody, this is my team. This is the team that I manage. And like, since I'm talking about the team, shout out Xzile jerseys. If you are interested, check out the Xzile Twitter. I believe that we have a link on there that you could purchase your own jersey. You can customize it. Mine on the back has my name and a number. Have a little Canada flag there too. Yeah, check them out. They're awesome quality, and I would be wearing it, but I just really love having it in the background. Maybe this means I should get a second jersey. One to wear and then one to just like have on display. Okay. So, it is going to be LAZ Surge in control of the hero ban as well. And they're going to ban out the Mei here on New Junk City. So, we did see a Mei from both of the teams on University, but we did see Maple swap off of it fairly quickly. Morb is so stressed and the hotel Wi-Fi is making it worse. I get it. I get it. Oh. A little bit of laggy Overwatch action for you. Yeah, that's good. Glad that you're here. Shout out to Morb, our fantastic CEO. My necklace? Thank you, Flutter! It was like a local artist. She does like resin art with like real flowers. She did my earrings too. They're a little bit harder to see. Alright, we are just waiting on the hero ban from Xzile. So since the May ban came through, Xzile's gonna have to ban either a support or a tank. So they're not gonna be able to go for another DPS ban. They also cannot ban the same hero in the series, so they wouldn't be able to ban the Tracer again. And Xzile is going to opt to go for a ban on to the Zarya here, so a little tank ban. All right. Now, I would say New Junk City, you definitely could play the Wrecking Ball, but after the hero bans come the lineup finalizations. Now, I mean, the lineup that I introduced you to on Xzile, that is our 5 players. We don't really swap players in and out unless we absolutely need a sub. But I mentioned that there were some folks sitting on the bench here for the side of LAZ Surge, and there is going to be a substitution, and so Lily is going to come out, and it's going to be Future that is put in for the New Junk City match. So, all right, excited to see what that's going to mean in terms of compositions that these teams play. We're also going to have a little side swap because why not? Let's make Rain change things around, even though it makes pretty much no difference on the Flashpoint maps. But all right, everybody's in lobby. Again, no May, no Zarya. Xzile up 1-0. Let's get into it. All right. So,
If we do this
Xzile,
right, they won't even
with
know
that
what
Zarya
happened.
ban, opting for the Sig here. Now, I've said that it was Future that was coming in place of Lily, but Maple is actually going to be moving over to the tank here, and we mentioned this in our warm-up that we knew Maple is a very good Sig player, so I think that Xzile is probably anticipating that they're going to end up in this Sig
Let's
mirror
send a
match
message.
once they see that Lily is subbed out and that Surge is not going to go all in on the Wrecking Ball competition. Alright, it is a very similar matchups here. It is going to be Thad on the Cassie and then Cordy over on the Reaper. Meanwhile, on the other side, Future coming into play the Tracer here and Envy over on that Sojourn. Cordy has that Wraith form forced out. Future is on a very hard angle right now. It's going to drop down as the point opens up, and it is going to allow for Surge to get the first point tap here. Maple falling quite low. A great rock from Dark Star as Xzile desperately trying to chase down this Sigma. Excellent chain coming through from Meek as well. And I mean, once the tank is out of the fight here, it's so hard for Surge to stay in the fight. They're not even going to be able to get a touch on to this objective. And now Xzile looking for a little bit of cleanup kills here. But everybody with the mobility on the side of Surge is going to be able to get out of things fairly quickly. Meek gets caught by the chain, but it is another chain on to Veridity this time, and Thad is there on the Cassidy to finish that limb off. So this is going to be Xzile now gaining the lead here. Of course, Flashpoint maps check up so quickly here. So above 50%, looking good for Xzile. It is going to be Pocket Cat building up to this Kitsune rush first. Andy has that railgun ready to go, though, and is going to walk over, try and get an angle here. Ooh, it's a body shot onto Cordy. The Reaper for Xzile will stay alive, however. And now approaching 80%. It's going to have to be a touch on the point soon here for Surge. Spring's going to commit in that Kitsune rush. That's going to allow them to walk towards the point. Oh, support ult's actually committed in here from the side of Xzile. Ooh, that is going to get caught up in that Gravitic Flux, though. Neither of those support ults are going to save you from that. It's overtime now, so Surge have to stay on the point, and with all of the limbs going in their favor, they should be able to turn this one. A bonk in the nose for Dark Star, and all right, that will be a point flip here, and Surge are going to keep themselves alive on this first point of New Junk City. Both support ults committed in from Xzile, but otherwise, gonna be a couple ults online. Cordy's building up to the blossom. Look at that! Pocket Cat with the headshot! Envy out of the fight. And that is the overclock out of the fight as well. This is massive for Xzile. Gonna have to make a move fairly quickly here. Cordy actually took an angle there, so managed to get onto the point. Deadeye plus the flux. Excellent. Suzu coming through from Pocket Cat. Gonna keep Meek alive, and Flip comes through for Xzile here. So once again, the onus is on to the side of Surge to keep themselves on midpoint. There's the overclock and the rock right in the face. Oh, Thad is doing so good on this. Cassidy following up on the CC that comes through, whether it's the chain that comes through from Meek or the Creation that comes through from Darkstar. And I mean, speaking of Darkstar, just taking Spring out of the mix. Veridity is essentially out of the fight right now, being zoned out by Cordy on this Reaper. Ooh, is gonna lose the fight there. Sorry, Cordy might have just cursed you a little bit, but Xzile manages to cap the point. So first point on New Junk City.
Actuating the
Going
barrier.
over to Xzile Esports. Ooh. All right. Junkyard next up, and Cordy has the Blossom. A lot committed in there from the side of Surge, but they will have this Flux available from Maple soon. Did manage to get an Elim with it the last time it was used. I believe that was over onto Thad, so oh, Future. Great little cleanup there, and Cordy out of the fight means no ult here for Xzile to work with. And speaking of cleanup, Envy's gonna do just that as well. There are no DPS players alive on the board here for Xzile. Meek is gonna shut down that Tracer a little bit. Future did have that pulse bomb ready to go, but the Mizuki on the side of Surge is going to fight back with a little bloodthirst as well. So Junkyard, first percentage will go the way of Surge. And they've done a good job so far on getting themselves kind of positioned at the start of these fights. We'll see if they're going to be able to chain some fight wins together, though. Build up their percentage. Aggressive Kitsune rush here, Spring. Rolling up the red carpet, continues to walk forward. But Pocket Cat, so good at using it just a little bit later, so you have this online a little bit longer. Flux comes in, connects onto Maple, excellent dodge on to that accretion from Darkstar. The recall has been forced out from Future, still has that pulse bomb ready to go. But yeah, with Endy falling, it's not going to be a winnable fight here for the side of Surge. So Tracer's going to go ahead, hold on to that one for the next fight. Great ult cycling from Xzile, though. Just committed the 2 ults in there. They're going to have 3 for this next fight, including both of those DPS ultimates. Now, we'll have to see how Cordy's going to use this one. That Kikai Sanctuary from Veridity is coming online, so that could negate a lot of that death loss. Oh, okay, Darkstar, get down, Mr. President, and saves that from the accretion, and able to hold that Deadeye long enough to take down Maple. It was the Kikai Sanctuary committed in from Meek there, just for good measure. Make sure that Thad was able to get that off, and should be Xzile creeping towards evening us up here on Junkyard. Should be able to actually gain the lead. Veridity committed the Kikai Sanctuary into that as well, actually. I missed that. But it is going to be still this Gravitic Flux from Maple. And Endy has this overclock ready to go as well. This is a good point to use overclock. It's very wide open space. Rotation coming through from Surge. Ooh, a great chain again from Meek. And now, overtime already Xzile at 99%. And he's found their way all the way onto this garage, onto the high ground. This is exactly where they wanted to be. Cordy is going to use the Blossom. Future has a sliver, 9 HP. Manages to take down that Reaper. It's going to get healed up as well. Get themselves set up on the point. Again, overtime means that Surge have to stay on this point, and it is not looking good for them to be able to do that. It is just Future alive here. That's going to finish things out with a little 2K there, and Xzile have put themselves at a map point here on New Junk City. We're going to be heading across the map now over on to the docks. Now, good news for Surge is that they do still have this Flux ready to go, and they're going to be building up to that Kitsune Rush and a Pulse Bomb here. But honestly, the Kitsune Rushes from Pocket Cat have just done such a great job of countering out Spring time and time again. See if it's going to happen. It's going to be a 2K Flux here. Ooh, takes that out before he can even hit the ground. Darkstar next to go, and although Meek does hit a very good chain, it is not going to stop the primary fire from coming through on Maple. So that's going to be a pretty decisive fight win here for the side of Surge. And again, Surge is going to get the first point capture. But so far on the last two, it hasn't translated into a point win for them. So we'll see if they're going to be able to put up a little bit of a stronger defense here on the Ducks. Of course, I would love to keep the Xzile winning too. But, you know, for the viewers, let's get a 0.5 going. Kitsune rush out from both Kirikos, and Darkstar's going to do that. Solar Flux onto Maple, takes down the Sigma. A Slivering Fiend, and he is gone as well. Darkstar looking for a little more. He's going to find a 3K in this fight, and that should be, yes, a point flip coming over for Xzile here. 43% on the board for the side of Surge. The Kitsune rush was committed in from both teams. Ooh, Pocket Cat! He is going to find the opening kick here. Buying time for Xzile. Oh, and they want to buy even more time. It's a Deadeye in the spawn of Surge. Now that won't find an limb for it, but he will live to tell the tale. Meanwhile, Qwerty. Ooh, Pulse Bomb goes a little wide. Missed that one. Also, Qwerty over on the Tracer now. Mention that as well, I suppose. Future has a Pulse Bomb ready to go as well. He's going to use the Kick Guy Sanctuary. Qwerty going to respond with one as well. Pulse Bomb. Future is looking to land it. Ooh, gonna go wide though. That little 90-degree turn there. A headshot onto the Tracer, and it is looking good for Xzile to win another fight here. Maple is going to have to look to go for the touch right now because 90% this is going to be it. He gets the overtime. It is the Flux in, connects on to that. Is going to live through things, however, and now overtime is triggered. Future will get one more touch on the points here, but no more overtime to be had. Xzile Esports will pick up the second map in the series, and they're going to set themselves at a match point here in our first three.
Play of the game.
Update our little score line here, and Darkstar with the play of the game. No surprise to me, a nice little 3K at the end here. Great stuff from the Sigma, the tank, for Xzile. Alright. Potentially one more map in this series. And you know, that definitely was, although we didn't go to the point number 5 on New Junk City, it was super close still. A lot of competition between these two teams. Alright, well, Surge are going to be in control of that map pick once again, and of course they're going to be in control of the mode that we go to as well, and they know where they want to take us for map number 3. It's going to be an escort map, and we're going to head on over to Mexico, go check out the streets of Dorado to potentially finish this series off. Now, of course, they'll be in control of the hero ban as well. Will not be able to reban any of the heroes they've already banned. So can't ban the Hazard, and they cannot ban the May. So they're going to go for a tank ban here, and they're going to take the Diva out of the picture. I think that makes a lot of sense. I feel like Darkstar had a very good showing on that Diva on Oasis. We'll have to see what that's going to mean for the tank lineup here on Dorado, which is, I would say, a pretty strong dive map. Potentially, we'll get to see a little bit of Hazard. Or Winston. Wouldn't that be incredible? Alright, so this does, of course, mean that Xzile are not going to be able to ban a tank. They're going to have to go for a support or a tank once again. So, the lineups are being finalized right now. FACEIT's really fun in the way that it won't show you that second ban until the lineups are finalized, or maybe it flashes for like a millisecond, but I am not fast enough to catch it. So we'll wait for these lineups to be finalized. We might see a swap on the side of Surge. Because on Oasis, which is also, I'd say, a pretty strong dive map, we did have Lily in playing that Wrecking Ball. And of course, that Diva ban is also, although it is kind of a target onto, I'd say, Darkstar, it could also be kind of like a protect ban here, where Xzile's not going to be able to ban a tank. Okay, Second ban coming through. Xzile is going to ban the Brigitte here. Sorry, I'm reading D.Va.
Traveling to Dorado.
No Brig here for Dorado. And we are going to have some substitutions for the side of Surge. So Lily is going to come back in. Maple is going to go out. Nitrous Oxide is going to come in as well. So I believe this will be the first time that we get to see them in this series. So, all right. Let's get into things. See if Xzile is able to close things out here on our escort map of Dorado. I say our, it is the map selection of Azra Surge. And again, yeah, no D.Va and no Brigitte. So Xzile on the defense first. We can at least kind of trust what comp they're rolling out with here. And ooh, okay, that is looking to play a little Emre here. Everybody's...
I don't know how you do it, Anna.
Sneaky. Everybody's just crouch walking. Okay, interesting that Pocket Cat is also going to be over on the Ana. Little anti-nade action, perhaps.
5, 4,
And Darkstar over
3,
on that Sigma. And the thing about Sigma is that once you
1.
get that levitate perk, you
Attackers
do have
incoming.
access to some of these high
They're
grounds.
moving the payload.
Stop the
All right. Xzile potentially expecting a wrecking ball since Lily is back into the mix here. Nitrous Oxide looking to come in and play the Ana, I guess, or the flex support at the least. Got set up on this high ground. Anti-nade in, connects onto Pocket Cat, and of course, no Kiriko! So it is going to be Ana for Xzile falling first in the fight. Cordy, very sneaky. Ooh, forces the TP out of the Kiriko, and excellent follow-up from the Tracer of Xzile. But it's another great anti-nade from Nitrous Oxide. Future looking to follow up on it. Does manage to do that once again. Future and Lily working hand in hand. And following up on these anti-nades from Nitrous Oxide in really clean fashion. Oh, Cordy is actually still back here. Is the Tracer going to be able to get out? Definitely taking a lot of attention. And is set up for an engagement now. But of course, Xzile's not running a dive comp here. So, gonna have to wait a little bit. Pocket Cat is gonna take a lot of steps to get back on that Ana. Not a whole lot of progress made on that cart so far, though, as Darkstar is going to be holding down the corner here. And somehow Cordy was still alive through all of that. Lily's going to be in the back line here, looking to the anti-nade. Oh, excellent chain from Meek is going to deny that slam, which definitely would have taken down Thad there. So really good stuff. A heads-up play from Meek there. Envy going to be the first to fall in this fight. Another little roll-through coming through from Lily. Another anti-nade, and you can see that Surge is really looking to follow up on these anti-nades, and so far, Nitrous Oxide has done a fantastic job hitting them, but Xzile is making some good pivots here. Really kind of focusing the peel on those targets that get hit with that anti-nade. Pulse Bomb coming online for George soon here. It is going to be Thad. Oh, no, the deflex kill. Yeah, the Life Siphon pistol is going to be, doing a little bit of the opposite effect here for Thad. There is the flux in. Takes down Nitrous with the help of Cordy. Now, Future did receive the nano while Nitrous Oxide was actually up in the air. Has the blade, but the nano is going to be enough to seal that fight up for Surge. Gonna hold on to the blade. And they're going to have the mines and the rush available. And with Darkstar respawning, Xzile is not going to go for a recontest onto that first point. They're going to opt instead to just get set up on the high ground here on second point. Have a nano of their own to work with.
reload.
Actuating.
Pretty has the pulse bomb as well. And Pretty on this Tracer, of course, just playing on a very hard angle right now. Really trying to follow up on the damage that comes through. All right, well, there is 3 ults coming out from the side of Surge. The blade paired with the Kitsune Rush is not going to be enough to find an Elim, and Thad just using that override protocol, pretty much negating 3 ults here, but oh god, the mines from Lily are still on the point on the high ground. Pocket Cat's going to end up falling here. You know, although initially it looked really good for Xzile to win this fight, that spawn is going to be in the favor of Surge, and yeah, they're going to use it very much to their advantage. Darkstar ended up on the low ground there, so Exile going to have to regroup here. Envy also, worth mentioning, over on to this Freya. Gonna have access to the high ground. Pulse bomb. Not gonna connect. Ooh, and there's another nade coming out from Nitrous. It's going to dispel the attack from Cody for now. And Darkstar is over on this Winston now, so off of that Sigma. Whoa. Oh, eating so much damage, and that is very much the power of the Freya. Alright, it is gonna be Darkstar traded out for Envy on that Freya.
Stop that payload.
Nice shots coming through from Thad. Now, Lily is kind of in the back line right now, just sort of harassing Pocket Cat, and honestly, that is going to do a lot of work even if you can't kill her, because she is going to be a vast majority of the heals in this composition for Exile, especially with Darkstar over on the Winston now. Meek holding on to the only ult on the board between these two teams. This Kikai Sanctuary. Potentially used just to kind of stabilize through a fight. You know, it would negate the ultimate from Envy, but okay, it would, but it's not going to. And that is going to be opening pick here for the side of Surge. Anti-Nade connects onto Darkstar as well, and Cordy is trying to stall out this payload as long as he can. Trying to hold up to this pulse bomb as well. So far, is managing to live. Lily taking a little bit of a nap over on the side, but now Thad and Pocket Cat are in very off position here. And there's a Nano Genji that's going to be slicing and dicing. He commits in the Sanctuary, but the fight isn't really happening towards the point right now. We've got from Nitrous is going to go wide, but Future on this. Genji not missing these dash resets, and that will be second point capped up here. Well, about 2.5 minutes as Surge move into this third point of Dorado. Norman, hi, hey, welcome. It's good to see you again. It's been a hot minute since I streamed, eh? Welcome. Slam onto the high ground. Whoa, the anti-nade paired with the bola shot. I mean, Surge just have these combos down pat. And Nitrous is just not missing these anti-nades.
I thought this would be harder.
Little 1-2 combo there as this payload's gonna continue moving forward here for Surge. Once again, they're gonna have this blade, this rush, and the mines ready to go. Now Thad, oh, Nitrous very, very low. That did use the override protocol in response to these ults last time. The beat collects though, and unfortunately you're stuck in a very small area, so you're not able to get high into the air like you'd like to, and Darkstar can't get the Primal Rage online in time. There will be Cordy dying on the point here, so buying a little bit of time. It should be enough for Exile to get back in for another reset test, but they're walking into a Kitsune rush here. Another anti-nade comes out, it's gonna hit that. The hit comes through onto the Kiriko, and that's the Primal Rage that Darkstar was looking for. Nitrous Oxide out of the fight. That's a Nano out of the fight here for the side of Surge as well, but Darkstar has a sliver of HP. What a shield! He manages to get the bubble out in time. Up that bola shot from Envy. 60 seconds here, and it's gonna be a stabilization for Exile. Very, very close to capping Dorado. Surge committed 2 ults into that, but they did hold on to that Nano. Mostly because Nitrous Oxide was the first pick of the fight, but having that for this next fight is going to be big for them, especially because Future has been getting good value with this Nano. No blade needed, so Exile's gonna have to be very, very careful about that. All right, that is a good way to be concerned about the Genji. Just hit him with a pulse bomb. Good job from Cordy. Great job from Pocket Cat as well to hit the Suzu onto those anti-nades, and that is a good swap over to the Kiriko for the flexiport of Exile. Again, that Nano still ready to go. The chain connects onto Lily. Does have that shield perk ready to go. Now Darkstar is very, very deep, trying to stop the touch from coming through. There's the Sanctuary out, but it's gonna have to be a little back towards the point here for Darkstar. Takes down Lily. Future had the benefit of that Nano, but wasn't able to find anything with it, and Exile managing to stop the point from rolling into that third checkpoint of Dorado. And they have set a very clear win condition, not just for this map, but for this whole series.
Initiating match.
Alright. So, if Xzile can finish Dorado, or at least get it past 80.83 meters on the third point of Dorado, I'm able to take this map and this series. Finishing in a 3-0 fashion would be a huge statement here for Xzile, especially where Xzile is facing kind of all of the top teams right now. I mean, it is Swiss stage, so of course you're going up teams that have a similar match record as you do. But currently, Surge is in 11th place right now. I mean, I don't really understand how the map picks work then, because Surge definitely did have the first map pick, but Xzile is like higher in the standings right now at number 4. But anyways, however FACEIT works, I'm tabbed out looking at looking at the FACEIT information. But 11 out of, I think there's like 50 teams maybe. So Surge is very much at the top here, so Xzile really does not want to lose to any of these top teams. They need to keep their standing, need to keep their footing high, and they're gonna use the Jetpack Cat Bastion to try and make that happen. Interestingly, Darkstar is gonna stick on the Winston as well. Gonna have good access onto that high ground. Endy is over on the casting here, so I don't know if that's like the anti-dive for the Winston, or maybe they were somehow anticipating that there could be a Jetpack Cat Bastion coming out. Regardless, Future is going to start with first blood here in the fight, but immediately it's going to get traded out, Endy falling, and of course the Cassidy's going to have a much further and slower walk back than that Tracer. So Xzile, start walking forward here, trying to make a little progress on the point, but Lily is doing a very good job of kind of halting that, although there's a Bastion form for you to deal with. Sad, looking to melt down that Wrecking Ball. It will be the final of them going to Darkstar, but I'd say the majority of that damage coming from the Bastion. And actually, Nitrous Oxide stuck in a pretty awkward spot here. Pocket Cat with the double kill is going to find the Tracer and that Ana. So good late kills here, great stagger kills, honestly, for Xzile. Not gonna have any swaps coming in here for Surge. Lily is looking to position for a recontest though, so they are gonna try to stop this cap from coming through. The Bastion form though just does so much work against that Wrecking Ball, and bonk on ahead. Future nearly had that pulse bomb ready to go, is not going to have it to work with, and great little pinch coming through there from Cordy and Darkstar, going to take out Nitrous and Endy. Now Veridity did find the better of Pocket Cat, but that will be the point. Capture here for Xzile. No ults needed either. So big for them to have 4 ults coming online. Endy is going to make the swap off the Cassie here. So over onto the Shion. A lot of mobility in this hero, and we'll see what they're going to be able to get done with that. This is a very early artillery strike. This is a very targeted attack onto Nitrous. It's not going to end up working this time, but hey, buying a little bit of time. I would say that, but Lily is actually still doing a very good job of denying this card from moving forward for free. Endy, though, gets into the fight on the Shion, but is immediately going to be sent back to the spawn here. So Xzile is going to get a little bit of progress on this card. Lily is still lurking around on this Wrecking Ball now. Excellent time to Suzu here. He is going to grab up that Wrecking Ball, and of course, the Catnap going for that bit of a CC is very impactful if this whole team person looks. And okay, the Nano Tracer is not going to get the job done here. Nice anti-nade did connect onto 2, but didn't start with the anti-nade, so it was really a follow-up. Okay, well, that's a heck of a follow-up. It is going to be 40. Sent back to the spawn a little bit. Xzile is not currently pushing the point. Pocket Cat is just going to donate the Kitsune Rush and then move back and try and push the point. Primal Rage out from Darkstar. He pushed maybe a little bit too far on that Jetpack Cat. So this actually might be an opportunity here for Surge to stabilize. Card is still moving forward for Xzile, however. And there are ults afloat for the Surge team. Nice open attack there. Gonna miss the high ground. Has his mines ready to go. I assume they're gonna drop them on the point there. It's a Xzile rush out from Veridity as well, but can't really play in it because there is a Bastion form in the skies directly above it. The mines of no concern for these two. Birdie is gonna get rolled over. Future has 1 HP. Meek wants to chase, but he's got to do a little bit of mind sweeping before that can happen. And nice long-range kunai there. Pocket Cat once again going to hit the dome of a TPS on the side of Surge. Future does have the pulse bomb. It is gonna be the artillery strike out first though, and alright, another target onto Nitrous. This time is going to connect. Iana doesn't really have anywhere to go. Didn't have the Suzu to try and save him either. That point is nearly capped up here for the side of Xzile. Meek goes in for the catnap, doesn't hit anything, or doesn't grab anyone at least, and it will be maybe a bit of a zoning catnap as Xzile are going to cap that point up, and 3.5 minutes. They do not have to get all the way to the end. What a great staggered kill onto Nitrous Oxide. The Nano available here for the side of Surge. I wonder if the Nano goes over onto Future again. Maybe it goes over onto Endy with this Xion ult. Okay, it's a Xion ult in the sky. That is a very brave move here. That is going to shut that Xion ult down. Nano not committed though, so Surge are still going to have that to work with. Rolling through here. Lily's trying to build up to those mines. They have been a difference maker, and we're actually going to be the recipient of the Nano here as well. Forcing the Suzu out of Pocket Cat. She's going to pick up the health pack. Gets the TP out. Isn't going to be able to grab the second health pack, so now it's just going to be Neutral alive in this fight, which does mean can't really play to the entire strength of that Cat Bastion because, yeah, kind of needs the Cat to kill there. The artillery strike is committed in there, but won't find anything this time. So it will be a fight win here from the side of Surge. Hey, Fallen Esports. Oh, Hunter, hi. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome to Advanced Division. We're a little bit more chaotic down here, but it's still lots of fun. Xzile Esports currently up 2-0. Oh, Future taking down Miku is over onto this Lucio now. Yeah, off that jetpack cat, off of the Bastion as well as that is going to move over onto the Xion. Headshots onto Darkstar here, and Envy on the Reaper very much making a difference on this third point as well. As it's going to be another fight win here for the side of Surge, and they're burning a lot of time off this cloak. Again, Xzile came in here with 3.5 minutes to work with, so they have 3 ults now to try and find their way into that 80 meters. Aggressive Kitsune rush out here. Viridian's gonna go for the TP out. Future is gonna find Miku over off that Lucio, over on to that Mizuki now. And a nice anti-nade connects on. The Suzu seems to be there. Pocket Cat's going to get the Kitsune rush out, and Darkstar making excellent use of that Kitsune rush paired with the Primal Rage. It is going to be 2 down here for the side of Surge. Endy down as well. First back has the pulse bomb. Pulse bomb from Future is going to go a little bit wide. That Nano and the Mine still ready to go. Nano over onto Future, the Tracer, trying to make a difference here for Surge, and it is going to find Meek. So that's one support out of the mix. Finds the second support as well. Pocket Cat back in the spawn for Xzile. It has to be the disengage. Xzile has to go for the regroup. Darkstar still alive on the point, has the healing in the bubble as well. He's trying to force something out, but it's going to maybe trying to sneak the checkpoint in, but doesn't get that. 3 meters to go here. Xzile have the pulse bomb. That is going to be able to build up to this TP spree. But this Blossom from Endy still being in the hands is impressive, and what a headshot! The chain comes through. It is good. There is a trade that comes through here. 40 not going to be able to touch though. Darkstar has to charge in. Pocket Cat finds the kill onto Viridian, but there are mines all over the point to be dealt with here. Overtime, falling very, very low. A slam onto Meek, and that will do it. Not going to get another fight or map win here for Xzile. We're gonna have to go to map number 4 as our deciding factor, as LAZ Surge somehow, some way, hold on to Dorado here.
Play of the game.
Awesome swaps from them once they moved into the third point for sure. Ah! Thank you, Morb. Yes, on the required 2-minute delay here. All right, awesome stuff. Hey, I said, you know, I would love to finish this in 3-0 fashion, but yeah, you know, we want to give the viewers a little something to watch. So I suppose we can go to a map number 4. All right. Hey, this is going to be the first time that Xzile gets to decide the map here. Now, they only have 2 map types to choose from. They have push or they have hybrid. This is also going to be the first time that they are in control of the hero ban, the first hero ban. So, they know where they want to go. We are going to be going to a push map for map number 4. I'm going to say it again, potentially final map here in the series. And they're going to be taking us over to Runesapi. And in control of the hero ban, they're gonna ban the Wrecking Ball, so yeah. Very big for them to be able to hold on to that. Lily has been doing an absolutely incredible job just disrupting this team over and over again. Okay. I think there might have been an issue with the response ban that came through from the side of Surge. There, an admin has been requested, so we will await that. Fun fact is that I can see the match chat or the room chat in the FACEIT lobby, since I am part of Xzile. So, this is something that I think a lot of co-streamers don't necessarily have access to, which is unfortunate. I really do wish that, that people that are co-streaming would, like, really, like, get added into the FACEIT room so that they can see things like this. Yes. It was the wrong ban. Looks like they accidentally selected the wrong ban. So they want to ban the Jetpack Cat. Now, the admin says if both teams agree, I can change that. Let's see if both teams agree. Both teams agree. So, alright, we know what our bans will be then. No Wrecking Ball. No Wrecking Ball. And no Jetpack Cat. I'll add that in now. All right. They are now choosing their lineups, so I think we have to expect that Maple is gonna come back in on the tank. Oh, I was invited to the custom game, and then I was not invited to the custom game. Okay, well, admin sorts that out. Hey, everybody, welcome. I want to remind you all that there's gonna be 3 matches this week. So this is a rare 3-match week here in the lower division of FACEIT, the lower divisions of FACEIT League. So usually we just have matches on Mondays and Wednesdays, but this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there will be a match each day, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I have cleared my schedule, and I will be here co-streaming Xzile Esports' matches for the entire week. So, if you get a chance, if you are free, please tune in to support the team. I am so proud of all of the work that they've been putting in. We have climbed up from the Open Division into Advanced Division, currently sitting as the 4th seed in the Advanced Division. I believe we are 6-1, maybe 5-1. I feel I should know that off the top of my head, but alas. Actually, a fun little fact here is that both the teams in this match right now, LAZ Surge and Xzile Esports, both coming into Advanced Division from Open Division. So both of these teams did climb up. So LAZ Surge used to be known as Subsun, and they came first in all of Open Division. There's like 100 and some teams in Open Division. But
5,
we're ready to go now. Let's check things out. Again, no wrecking ball, no jetpack cat here. So we are going to see Xzile move back over towards the Sigma composition. All right, pretty over on the May as well. Interesting selection here where this is a pretty big map, a pretty wide open map. So we'll see what Xzile can get done with this May. Not necessarily going to be looking for hard splits with the walls. More so, I think, going to be like line of sight splits, so the supports can't see the tank, most likely. Nitrous Oxide still in. Lily is still in as well. We suspected, I suspected Lily would be subbed out with that Wrecking Ball ban coming through, but they are going to be in taking a lot of damage. Will deflect onto that icicle that was definitely going straight for the dome. It's going to pick up that mega health pack as well. A lot of angles being controlled by LAZ Surge right now. They do get a little bit of progress on this bot, but not really a whole lot. And no limbs have come through for either side just yet. Pressure on the point here from Lily. He's gonna eat a big rock, and the wall doesn't come up quite in time to keep Darkstar alive. Good shots coming through from that, but Xzile don't have a tank right now. Ooh, little double dink there. It's gonna force the deflect out from Future. Now, it is going to be more just a focus towards the point here for the side of Surge, rather than trying to chase down the kills. So Xzile is going to be able to get a regroup. And this bot moves around to the first corner here. Nano ready to go from Nitrous. Essentially see that go over on to Future. Deadeye out. Making some space here. Defense Matrix from Lily. Gonna eat up that shot that comes through from Thad. There's the Nano again. Yeah, over onto Future, onto the Genji, trying to build up to that blade. 1 HP! The Suzu comes through just in time from the Rinity. He's gonna throw in this Teenage Rush as well. Blade now in and immediately eats a rock from Darkstar. He's going to hit back. Quick Rabbinic Flux connects onto Lily. Going to do a big chunk of damage to that Diva mech. The rock and the chain. And I mean, Lily's just getting to experience the Overwatch tank. It's meta right now of eat all of the CC in the world, and the D-Mech will come through. Now, crucially here for Xzile, they only committed in the Deadeye and the Flux, and also that already above halfway to another Deadeye. And Xzile managed to stop the cap from coming through. So the forward spawns are not in effect here for the side of Surge. Andy on quite the flank right now. Has it to 63. Is gonna go in with it. Gets hit with the hitter immediately. That is going to be the ult shut down there from the flank. Great timing for that on that nade. Both support ults from Xzile also committed team to that, and it is gonna get them the lead. And honestly, Xzile should be able to pick up the checkpoint as well. So they're gonna enable those forward spawns.
Void Spawn activated.
Lily, okay, off of the Diva. Moving over onto the Zarya here. Both DPS ults are ready to go for the side of Xzile. Not a whole lot here for Surge to work with. I mean, you're trying to build up to this Nano. It's going to take a bit, though, especially with Lily moving over onto the Zarya. You're not really going to be able to just eat as much damage as you could. Sleep Dart goes wide. That is holding so much damage and finds the final blow onto Andy. I mean, that was a shot from absolutely downtown here from the Caspi on the side of Xzile. Pushing forward here. That is going to find the headshot. Take down the Kiriko. Goal support's gone. That is on a tear here. Lily is going to shut him down. However, Xzile are still marching this barrier forward. They held onto the Blizzard. Darkstar is built up to the Flux as well. But both those support ults are now ready to go here for the side of Surge. And he's going to move over onto the Sojourn as well. Bubble onto Future as they go for a deep dive in. Now they get walled off. Excellent wall there from Qwerty. Good follow-up from Darkstar as well. Qwerty has the Blizzard. Gonna need it though. It is gonna be the Flux in first. Start not gonna connect on to the Sigma. Darkstar will get lots of damage in onto the supports. Nitrous Oxide's gonna stay alive, however. Alright, Veridity hitting out with the Kitsune Rush, allowing the Surge to surge forward. And find the first win in this fight as well. Darkstar out of the mix here. Xzile gonna commit anything into this. They do have that Blizzard ready to go. That has stabilized or traded at least. Not having the tank in the mix is very tricky here. There's the Blizzard connecting. No, it doesn't connect. It actually just splits. Nano has to go over onto Lily to keep that Zarya alive, and it is doing just that. All the cooldowns out from 40, and Lily with 100 charge plus Nano. Very deadly. Built up to the grab. A little grab blade combo potentially here for Surge. And Darkstar back into this fight off of that Sigma is over on the Ramattra now. All about the counter swaps here. Grab in, it catches on to 3. There is going to be the Deadeye in response, and the Kikai Sanctuary. Doesn't stop the damage from coming through from that blade, but it will allow at least for a trade to come through. And whoa, forward spawns picked up. Yes, Surge will grab those. I believe, yeah, Future just caught those forward spawns as well. Nemesis form out already here from Darkstar, forcing Lily out of the fight. The Zarya still has one bubble. Great bubble management to be able to get out of that alive. Exile's going to start marching this bot back towards the center here to try to take away that forward spawn that was gained. Also worth mentioning, yeah, Future is over on the Reaper now, so off of that Genji. Forward spawn's now gone from Zarya. Got the Nano, got the overclock, but there's kind of staring down at Nemesis form Ramattra here, Meek with the TP out. And a lot of damage done onto Darkstar, but it is not going to be enough to take that tank down. The DPS going to find one apiece here for the side of Xzile. That another one. The Cassidy, so deadly in the hands of this guy. All right, little forward spawn here for the side of Xzile now. The Kitsune Rush ready to go from Veridity. Annihilation for Darkstar, though, could be massive. Now, notably, there is no so Exile's going to really want a commit to come through on the side of Surge before they use that Annihilation.
Let's move.
Nitrous trying to live, but he's going to get a little step back to spawn. There's the Deadeye from that. Maybe just a zoning. Oh, and this is the Annihilation as well. Darkstar pops that in the meantime. Future and Veridity both very, very low in here. 40 gets the Ice Block out just in time to stay alive. Dark goes wide. Oh, what a headshot! Nitrous out of the fight here, and those anti-nades have been so dangerous here for Surge. They're not going to have that to work with. 40 set up on the angle with this Blizzard, going to throw it in. This is going to be the TP out, though. And now Pocket Cat going to follow through. Kitsune Rush trying to build some momentum here for Xzile to bring this bot into the final choke point. Surge is opting to actually fight in the Kitsune Rush. Lily has a tiny amount of HP. The tank for Surge stays alive through it. Building up towards this grab, but doesn't quite have it online just yet. Meek is going to have this Kikai Sanctuary as well to work with. Could potentially eat up that Graviton Surge or the Overclock. Honestly, it's going to be a good counter for a lot of the ultimates. It's all about the timing, though.
This ends now.
All right, speaking of ultimates, there's the Overclock out. No Nano to pair with it this time, but you are once again going to get this Ramattra right up in your face. There is the Kikai Sanctuary in response to the Kitsune Rush. 40 ends up falling there, not able to find his way into that Sanctuary in time, and with that falling as well, no DPS alive here for the side of Xzile. They're just gonna look to die on the cart. Maybe try to get an ult out of Surge, but they are wiser to that. Surge will hold on to the 3 ults that are left in their bank, and now less than 30 seconds. This is approaching overtime, and you know what? It doesn't matter how far Xzile has pushed this bot. I have seen time and time again teams get reverse swept on these push maps. So Xzile has to lock in, try and survive through these Graviton surge. We'll just let it happen. Overtime in effect here. Jedi's gonna come out, connect onto the bubble, but Darkstar is there with the Nemesis form to finish off that Reaper. No Blossom in the fight. There's the grab. Excellent wall coming through from 40. Anti-Nate does connect onto 30 and Darkstar, but they manage to live through it. The Nano benefiting NC here, but doesn't have the overclock to work with. And now there is an annihilation in your face. It's going to be overtime gone. Xzile Esports will be able to complete Runasapi, and they will win this series 3-1 against LAZ Surge.
Play of the game.
Excellent showing from both of these teams. I think, yeah, Runasapi with the Wrecking Ball band in the back pocket. Really great way here for Xzile to finish things off. Absolutely incredible showing from both of these teams. I realized I didn't even show the scoreboard through this entire thing, but take a look at it now, I suppose. I mean, excellent showing from Xzile. Pocket Cat with 2 deaths here. I mean, she was just always alive. Honestly, fairly low death counts from Xzile. Excellent job kind of kiting out of those engagements, surviving when they needed to. But that will be it. Massive congratulations again to Xzile, and big shout out to LAZ Surge. This has definitely been one of my favorite teams to follow when we were going through the open division, and it's really awesome to see how strong they are here in the advanced division as well. So with that, Xzile, I'm gonna refresh the standings, just a quick little update. Xzile moves up to number 2 here in the standings. So the only other team above Xzile is Horseplay, the one team that Xzile has lost to. The only team also undefeated in Advanced Division as of right now. But that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Really appreciate all of the raids that came through, and really appreciate your support with the team here. Very proud of them. I'm going to be back on Wednesday and on Friday, so if you are around, it will be same time, same place. You can come watch some FACEIT Advanced Division. So until Wednesday, I've been Rain.